This is a Headgum original.
Was like, I have to do something else, and I started putting together my new vacuum.
Back at it again. Took a couple weeks off recording, and there's no rust on these gears, Will.
You sound great.
Really?
Well, clear. So far, so good.
Not, but in terms of like outside of the technical, yeah.
The content so far, I would say, has been substandard, but
no way! I barely said anything. All I said was that there isn't rust on gears.
Land among the clouds, my friend.
I'm reaching high. And if I land on the clouds, that's also high. It's not on the ground. On the ground would be garbage. Buried beneath would be what you're saying substandard. It's not sub anything. We're still above.
Things are picking up.
We've got 3 out of 4 of us as a stacked cast.
What does that mean?
Oh, I mean, I don't want to make anyone feel bad. All I'm trying to say is that there's only 3 out of 4 of us are all stars on the show. And then there's this kind of 4th person who, I don't want to say who of you it is, but...
Oh, it's one of us?
It's not me. The show is a hit, by the way. People love the show, and I'm on every episode, right? You guys are kind of a part of a rotating cast, so obviously there's going to be favorites, there's going to be favoritism. One of you I didn't want to have to ask. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're bringing the tism.
We have a lot to get to. Do you guys have any questions so far? I know you've all done the show plenty of times. Last week's episode, Grace was on.
No questions as of yet. Do you mind if I do a little bit of work while we record?
Usually I do mind, including today.
What if it's selling ads for this show?
Yeah.
Is it?
It's not, but I could throw that in, maybe.
Throw that in! It's
like
that easy
bonus.
and we're not getting any?
Yeah. It hasn't...
Bond of the week. I guess feel free to do whatever tertiary work you need to do to keep this show running. If it's for like extraordinaries or whatever it's called, I'm not interested.
Extraordinarians.
Really?
Not a good attitude to have as the Headgum podcast. I'm a huge fan. And you know what? My Bond of the week? Shawl.
Oh!
Kristen Shaw.
You know, we couldn't say this when it happened because I was sworn to secrecy. I wasn't allowed to announce ahead of the show that she and Tony were starting a show. Kristen Shaw walked in the office, said, "Oh, what's this?" Pointing directly to my other car is a massage sticker. Actually, she said, according to Anya, she was going to put it on her Volvo. And I don't think she did, but she said she was going to. And for me and the merch that I'm trying to make happen, that was huge.
It is
Did
huge.
she take it?
She took it.
Geoff, a lot of people comment about it.
Yeah.
And yet it's not in the store. And we wonder why Headgum is going down the turlet.
Well, once Shawl is on the wave,
Sure.
I think it'll catch on. It'll become a thing, especially amongst Bob's Burgers fans.
What did you just say just then? As long as Shaw is on the what?
The wave.
The wave. Keep that in mind for later.
Okay.
Something's happening today with Wave. Bond of the week. Who do you guys have? I can go first to ease your nerves.
We'll win
Sure.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was clear. But if you want to go second to ease the...
It was Will, by the way, earlier. Will's the 4th.
Shit.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's Shaw.
Shawl's mine, Kristen style.
Because you want her on in the ocean or in the sea?
No, I'm more of a thinking she's like James Bond, who mostly operates on land, as far as I'm aware.
Well, sometimes he'll drive a car into, a river.
A
and
duck
then it becomes,
car.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it's called, right?
No.
Amphibious?
It's because it's land and sea. It's a duck car.
Oh, that's cool. It sounds like kind of quaint, though, for how high tech and like sharp it is. What do you drive?
Get in the duck car.
Allie, what do you drive?
A Kia.
And is it a duck?
It's nothing to brag about.
But it's not a duck.
No, I don't think so. Never tried.
Grace, who do you have for Bond of the Week?
Again, I'll do it.
No, you can't repeat.
Why? But it's my pick.
You
and why can't I stay true to myself?
dieseled.
You can pick
You don't
yourself.
send in 2 tapes.
He won't let me.
You can only send in 2 takes, and you chose not to.
Geoff, what is your problem with me being the next James Bond? Look, take everything else out of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
They announced me as Amazon's new James Bond. It's Grace Harper, audio engineer.
I think the only thing that feels right about it is the accent.
That's the only thing?
Say, I want a martini shaken
think
mustard.
No. You don't think I have many other Bond-like qualities? It's
Not
just
at
an
all.
accent thing? Wow.
Jeff, that's so rude. You don't think an audio engineer could be Bond?
I
That's
think you maybe
rude. He needs
are misunderstanding
army
Bond
training.
and Grace.
No way.
You don't think I can?
Can
It's
train for the army?
It's the exact same job.
Maybe
So, okay,
he
you
knows
don't think
how
I'm physically
No,
capable?
I think there's nothing that translates other than being able to use a trackpad. Because I'm
Emotionally
just-
capable.
Are you?
Detail
tell me.
oriented.
You don't think I am?
Okay, here's
You don't
one
think I have
skill
that dog in me?
you've said you have that Bond needs to have. You said you used to be a pathological liar. Bond is
Yeah.
that. Bond is that.
Okay, so we're getting there. What do I have to do to bring you to my side of the fence?
Let's hear you say
Grace
some
for
of the
Bond.
classic
No,
lines.
because
You
it's
have
not
not done
about
that. You
It's
don't
clearly
give it
not
away
basically
about
are
free.
refusing to
Don't give it
Exactly.
away
audition.
for free.
Thank
yeah.
you.
You're just
That's
wanting the
why he's in
offer.
advertising.
You don't even want to say the name's Bond, James Bond?
No.
So you can't be James.
No. I'm not doing it for free.
Once the contract is signed, Grace will give you all you need on the
They've
day.
cast the Harry Potter kids.
Will as her agent.
Yes, because of the Harry Potter kids.
You don't see
Yep.
them out there doing Leviosa.
Because they
you have
already
to wait.
shot the shit.
No,
Geoff,
they
didn't
And
haven't.
you-
before they did, they auditioned on the lines.
Aren't you involved with that?
Shooting the
You're
shit?
kind of a Hagrid vibe in the new J.K. Rowling produced and auteur driven.
Yeah, are you
Work.
excited to work with John Lithgow?
That would be unbelievable. None of that is true.
And you do whatever it
Sucks.
took. You would work with anybody in order to get to him.
I just do whatever Redmayne does. I stay
Stephen
woke.
Morgan.
Will, this made me think of you. Would you mind sort of reading this out loud? I'm going to send it in the chat.
Allie, did you say a Bond?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, sorry. Let's hear it.
Okay,
No,
I'll
I
just
mean-
do your job.
I'm just going to
Better at
second
that than
Grace because I
Bond.
do think you could do it.
No
Not only do I think you can do it, I
There's
know
no
you could do it.
fucking way.
I think
People
she'd
are
Allie,
be
from
really
you?
good.
on Grace's side because she's like fun to hang out with, not because she'd be good. at
Maybe
Bond.
Shawl is like a Q or a mum to
I-
Grace's Bond.
Ooh.
You want
I
Shawl
love that
as
for
mom
me.
and
Yeah.
Grace as Bond?
Yeah. Q kind of fits. She's kind of like a nerdy.
She is a cute.
Mhm.
I do think she'd be a great Bond, and I'd be happy if it can't be me.
It
let
should be her.
Shaw. Yeah.
And I think
The
Tony Hale would be
shawl.
good as someone that like works in tech.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
there's your cue.
There's your cue right there.
Geoff, I don't like the way that you've had this straw positioned out of frame and you keep leading off to. I don't like it. I'm just making that known.
Will, this made me think of you. Would you mind reading this and describing this for the audio listeners who we hate?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. It is a screenshot of what looks to be a post on X.
Sure.
But it does still say view tweet activity. I'm not sure if that means it's old or new, but it's on the account Moods TBHs.
Of course.
It's a quote account with 1,348 followers.
Correct.
The post reads, it's from Elgin, Texas, posted on November 14th, 2018. So it's back on his Twitter at 9:48 p.m. I've got so many feelings piled up inside me that no one knows about because I'm not the type to spill my feelings out to anyone. Just put a smile on and act like you're good. And to describe the emoji that follows, it is... I don't even really know what this ever conveys, but it is like a little girl putting her head down on the desk.
Sure. Yeah.
But she's also got ideas.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and then there is what looks to be a Snapchat filter added to it with yeah, ... and then a lovey face.
Yeah.
So that made you think of me, of all people.
Yeah, I just feel like you got so many feelings piled up inside you that no one knows about because you're not the type to spill your feelings out to anyone.
I will say I think I got off easy. Usually these are somewhat aggressive,
hurtful.
Yeah, hurtful things. And this one, it's thoughtful and it's considered.
Okay. Well,
so
do you want to
say that
share
I appreciate
the hashtags?
So sorry, I did close out of the tab, so I'll need to get back to it. There's a lot. Yep. I'll tell you that much for free. Hashtag like for like.
Of course.
Hashtag likes for likes with the 4. Hashtag like for like back. Hashtag what's life. Hashtag LA bout no one. Maybe la about no one. Hashtag sad and lonely. Hashtag your loss. Hashtag damn. Hashtag truth. Hashtag deep. Hashtag facts. Hashtag upset. Hashtag alone. Hashtag cry. Hashtag sad music. Hashtag sad mood. Hashtag sad edits. And I believe that's it.
We just have to move on. And that's actually the sound for word of the day. The word of the day is...
Is it wave?
What's that?
What?
No, it's not wave.
Oh.
These are new words that I'm coining. These terms that I want you guys to all start using. Word of the day, by the way. Word of the day. Word of the day is... Yeah. No, go ahead.
Sorry, never mind.
No, let's hear it.
I was going to say I can't. I'm having a hard time hearing you over the bird.
The word of the day is junguncular. The word of the day is junguncular. That's JUNGUNCULAR. And that's when your uncle is in or has been to the Amazon.
Junguncular.
Mm-hmm.
Clear as crystal to me.
Interesting.
Grace?
And it's just the Amazon, right? Not any other.
You could use it as any forest, but the traditional definition would be that he sort of was there. Yeah.
Oh, like
or
jungle?
Is. What's that?
It's jungle.
Yeah, jungle
okay.
and avuncular.
Interesting.
Junguncular.
I thought you were going psychology, like young.
Young, yeah.
No. So if you have an uncle who's like
Younguncular.
Is
in
Niles
talk
from
therapy with
Frasier?
a Jungian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Behave.
That's funny.
I've never seen an episode in my life.
Allie, you would love it.
What show is this?
Frasier.
Oh, yeah.
Ever heard of it?
Oh, baby, I hear junguncular calling. Jungles and avuncular.
I had a dream once that I went to Kelsey Grammer's house and it felt so real that I remember it years later.
That's awesome.
Are you sure it was a dream?
Yeah, what?
I'm 90% sure it didn't happen.
Was his apartment in Seattle and was it Fraser Burn Core?
No, it was like a Beverly Hills mansion and there was a slide instead of stairs.
You were there.
And
Wasn't he a housewife husband?
Yeah, season 1, Beverly Hills. I think that's why I was thinking it.
His wife was on Roby,
and it was a scam. He set up his then wife Camille to be a Real Housewife so that he could go to New York, do a play, but really have an affair, and she would be busy.
That's awful.
It's really kind.
I mean, he put so much work into making sure she didn't find out. It's almost.
I'll give my
admirable.
wife a purpose and like.
Very French, Grace. Speaking of plays, I'm trying to write a classic novel.
Wait, sorry. Have we moved on from word of the day? Because I did have a follow-up question.
Junguncular.
Does chicken react to the bird sound?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Headphones,
I guess she can't really hear it because I have the headphones on.
Oh, true. Okay.
And also, that bird would be a danger to chicken. Chicken would not be a danger to
chicken
that kind of bird.
Yeah, potentially.
She does love cat TV though.
That's fun.
And what is cat TV?
It's like birds.
Oh my god,
TV for
there's
cats?
there's like a whole YouTube community. Jeff, have you ever done this?
Yeah, it's like a 24-hour streaming usually. Honestly.
Yeah, she has favorites. I have favorites. There's it'll be like they'll spread some bird seed at a park and just look at the birds and squirrels that come by, and she sits right in front of the TV for hours.
It's good for when they're home alone.
Mm-hmm.
So, or
I have some favorite parts. Like there's one where a woman walks a dog off leash at one point. Kind of my highlight.
So you're watching it. Chicken's bored by it.
She's not even there. I'm riveted.
This is me on a plane.
Yeah.
I'm trying to write the next great American novel. And this week my pitch is North and South, parentheses, beach. So it tells the story of a haughty young woman who's forced to leave the comforts and luxuries of South Beach, Miami, for the beatnik shores of North Beach, San Francisco, where she confronts the harsh literary realities of drunken and lazily written poetry.
Haughty?
What's that?
Like HAUGHTY.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
I do
didn't know
really
if it was
like
like
it.
Really?
Haughty.
Jeff, when are you going to write one?
Yeah. The titles have all
Somehow
been
the
great.
rudest thing you could do is be supportive towards me actually finishing it.
I'm so
Because all it does is
curious.
point out the fact that I've never written an outline even.
No.
I am so curious about this one. To me, it seems like it takes place in 2 different time periods. The beatnik San Francisco
versus
era is not
80s
really
Magnum PI era.
So maybe
South
that's
Beach.
like an element of it. You got to
Wait,
bring the cup on camera.
I don't want to steal your thunder, Jeff, but I did have a similar idea for a novel yesterday.
Let's hear
that
it.
I pitched and it didn't go well, but I'm wondering if maybe this is a warmer crowd.
Yeah,
Did you pitch it to Penguin?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, and they said it's Memorial Day. Fuck off. Okay, so the idea is called J'accuse in the Coos. And it's basically like an Agatha Christie novel where there's like a murder, but it's only like 4 to 5 people in one jacuzzi and someone dies and we have to figure out who else in the jacuzzi did it.
I think that's like an SNL sketch. I think you should submit a packet.
J'accuse in the Coos.
In the Coos.
Or it could be about anthropomorphic beers and one of them dies in a koozie.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's
Poison.
something else I thought about. And then I was like, maybe I do jacuzzi in the koozie. And then I was like, that's the same thing. A koozie and jacuzzi.
I do like a book that takes place entirely within a jacuzzi.
Yeah,
I think
Well,
that's like a great.
And then
There's
I was kind of thinking it could be a play.
We do have to take a break. Not that there's any ads. Thanks a lot, Will.
You're telling me chicken can't hear that through the headphones? Damn.
I'm getting 0.
Welcome to Greenlight or Nah. This is I guess, Allie, you work in content.
Mm-hmm.
It's Ali Khan.
Allie content. This is a Headgum Podcast Network content segment. So this would have been better if Katie was on, but she never wants to be on.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm going to pitch you guys a couple of ideas for podcasts to add to the network, and you let me know whether you'll greenlight it or nah. Number 1, the Marika Brownlee Experience. The world has been begging for a liberal Joe Rogan, and this isn't that. Listen along to each 14-hour episode as Marika Brownlee takes forever to discuss the latest Broadway musicals, the bizarre nomenclature of the U Chicago campus, and less. And before you ask, no, you're not listening on 0.5x.
Well, without Marika in the Zoom,
it just feels like bullying.
Yeah. I will say,
kind of feels like you got to greenlight it then.
Uniquely talented at writing descriptions for podcasts that are not this one. That it took that it did sound very compelling. I like the hook at the top.
Sure,
I wouldn't say from a sales perspective.
Yeah.
That there's much meat on the bone. You know, you really want to identify the audience within the description. You know, This is a show for, you know, moms everywhere or something like that.
It could be for moms.
This is, it could be. It could be for anybody.
Cast for mommy.
Well, just
now this is a show I'd sell.
Yeah, I'm interested in it.
Can we greenlight that one and pass on the Marika Brownlee hour?
That was literally going to be the next podcast.
That's crazy.
It was going to be Allie's show, but I couldn't think of something beyond just giving her money on the show, which wouldn't be her even talking.
I mean, I'm in.
The Annual. Imagine a podcast with only one episode per year. That's all Headgum can afford of this annual news recap podcast hosted by the most expensive host money can buy, Judge Judy Scheindlin. So it's like the daily, but it's like once a year and it's hosted by Judge Judy. And a lot of the news has already kind of expired.
And you think out of everybody, that is the most expensive host.
Well, Oprah's not going to do it.
Right. No, she already has her
everybody
own.
We could get.
Yeah.
Judy has a shot. I'd greenlight it mostly for the fact I think it adds. I'm imagining this comes out around New Year's Eve.
I wish it was that. Judge Judy's going to go ahead and be in Naples, Florida for that.
Dang. Could we send a crew? Oh,
you may not. You may not, because the audio in Hermance is going to be very echoey. There's a lot of tile.
Sure. I did like a Juneteenth launch for Judge Judy's show recap. Is that right, Grace?
Judge Juneteenth. I'm circling it.
You're circling the drum.
Judge.
I don't know. I love Judy, but this might be a respectful pass for me. I might tell her to launch independently and circle back once she's
at 10,000 down. Now it's probably like 50. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, something like that.
What about Judge Judy in the jacuzzi?
No.
It's Judge Jude, Jacques, and the Coos.
It's pretty good, but I feel like Team Coco might get the shit.
Is it a video pod? All of these have to be simulcast. Is that right?
Diary of a GEO. Jeffrey James interviews mediocre middle management men who skate by in their respective fields.
This podcast.
Yeah.
Well, that's an insult to you guys.
Yeah.
No, this would be like formatted like that show Diary of a CEO, but I'm not talking to like Mark Cuban or Judd Apatow. I'm talking to like fucking Ryan.
At our company, Ryan Chambers. It's a pretty brutal description of his contributions to the company.
No, I just don't know any. I don't know anybody who fit the description.
No, and that would be a problem with the show, because for the show, you would need to have those connects.
Yeah, but those are easy to get. I just don't have them yet. You know what I mean? Like everyone I know, like, you know, knows somebody who just kind of like is like a VP of something that doesn't matter.
I'll say Greenlight. I think this is a great show. I think having a business show on the network is a smart idea. I think something
audience
attainable.
Is there. It's for guys who are like in their mid-30s. They're not in a C-suite. Yeah, the LinkedIn activity, the sharing of the posts on there, the lighter is really aggressive.
I don't know.
I don't love it.
I don't love it. I don't know. It just reminds me, to me, the title reminds me of like if you're sharing a diary entry of someone named Geo.
Podwave America. Mike Mitchell and John Gabris both wave at the camera on every episode of this no bullshit podcast about politics.
Pass.
Really?
Mitch and Gabris is a... Come on, Grace.
No. I don't work for this company. I can't be bad-mouthing people.
Mitch and Gabris is an interesting choice. Gabris has a lot of success with his new show outside the network, and we're very happy for him. I think it's a pass from me as well.
So they're just saying hi the whole time?
Yeah, they don't quite ever get to the meat of the issues because they're mostly like...
And how long is it? What's the runtime?
I don't know, 45 to an hour. What's a good length?
Yeah, that's normal. I once got feedback from a college roommate that I didn't have to greet her every time I walked by. Because I think I did it every time. And she was like, I can't stop it. I do it now. I just want you to know I'm not mad.
I think it's polite.
It's so nice.
I just keep saying hi.
Two bears. Well, first of all, Podwave America, you're all passing?
Seems like it.
All right. Two bears, one
Sorry, is Podwave America still going?
Yeah, and they're more popular than ever because of the second Trump term.
Two bears.
They haven't saved it yet?
No, it's worse now.
They should stop.
Good a word and advice on my own show. When
Two bears what?
One wave. Two bears, one wave. Mike Mitchell and John Gabris host a podcast where every other episode they switch off who waves.
This one makes a little bit more sense seeing the bear connection.
Okay.
I think that would have been a better intro to the concept. Because the fact that you started with them just generally talking about politics.
Yeah, I had it ordered that way and then I switched it up.
Last minute. Trust your gut. It's a green light from me.
Will, you're green lighting
I really wanted you to be like, trust your gut.
I'm not on the content.
It's a pass for me.
It's a numbers game.
This is a booming industry with endless potential.
That was Greenlight or Nah.
Geoff, you know this... You know there's going to be a Best Podcast Award at the Golden Globes?
Yes.
Are you going to submit?
Can you imagine?
If you had to pick an episode of this podcast to submit for the Golden Globe for the Best Podcast Award.
We're on our third song, right?
Have you ever experienced oppression?
Oppression or depression?
You guys have to answer all these questions. This is a segment called Oops All
You turn
Anxiety.
it down a little. It's
No,
very hard
the segment is called Oops All Anxiety. The song is part of it. Have you ever experienced oppression? I need everyone to answer all of these.
I'm sure. At some point. Yeah.
Grace, Will,
Yeah.
Yeah.
has anyone ever gone through your mail?
Yeah.
Will, guys,
Yeah.
answer.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you all were gonna say no, and I was gonna say, how would you know?
You want
Do
to
you
give it
think
another
there
go?
have ever been
Yeah.
tiny cameras in an Airbnb you've stayed at?
No.
I check.
How would you know?
Do you really?
Yeah, well, I don't even, I'll lift up a mirror and look behind it.
Have you achieved what you thought you would by this age?
Oh, so much more.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
you
such a
kidding
nice
me?
spin on it. Yeah.
Like, never in my wildest dreams would I ever imagine that I was
yeah.
doing this 5
And you
years
were
ago.
happy, and everything was rolling
Imagine
happily down the
Peak
road.
COVID.
Are you worthy of your own respect?
I think I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every
Are
day
you
is a
sure?
journey. Yes.
What habits are holding you back?
Is the song ending? No,
Wait,
it's
what?
a new song and it's worse.
I mean, literally all of them.
Are you sure that's all?
I disagree.
What's the biggest mistake you've ever made? And in what
Yeah.
ways is it worse than the average person's?
I feel like we're in like the scary tunnel in Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
You guys
Will
have
there
to
be, like-
answer every question.
Oh.
What? I can't even remember the question. What are my flaws?
If you had a twin, do you think you'd be the more successful one?
I'm so glad I don't have a twin.
Yeah.
Oh my god, seeing my own
Yeah.
face every day. Fuck off.
I'd be the more successful one, but I'd be the less hot one.
Will?
And that's the chip on my shoulder.
Fraternal twins.
So the question was, if you had a
We'd
twin,
go
do you
our
think
own
you'd be
way.
the more successful one? And your
We
answer was
define
fraternal
success for
twins.
ourselves, my guy.
If you had never been born, no one would know.
Not a question, right?
What happens when
the
you
listeners
die,
of
do you
this show
think?
would. What happens when I die? Honestly, I don't think anything.
What an insane segment to be called on today to be on the show, and this was the plan.
I know. I like can't even.
Hey guys,
I can't hear
thanks so
myself
much for
thinking.
making this work in your schedule. I really appreciate it. Could have turned this up a little louder.
Yeah. What happens after I die?
Yeah, you think.
Not my business.
If there is a judgment day, what might keep you out of heaven?
I'm guessing
Oh, the
Judge
lying.
passing on Judge Judy's podcast.
Are you doing enough?
I'm doing a lot.
Too much,
No.
some might say.
No, it's working. I'm stressed out.
I feel awful all the time.
Yeah, this is Druthers.
What keeps you up at night?
This podcast, it's 11:15.
Will?
I can't think with the music.
For what should you feel most guilty?
Gotta be the pathological lion.
Allie?
Feel most what?
Guilty?
Can't hear what you're saying.
Probably being just like a bad participant right now.
This is about how I would imagine it would go with any group of three.
Are you truly in good health?
No. Falling apart, Geoff.
What if you had a brain-eating parasite?
Hey, I didn't get a word of that
If
one.
I had
think he said,
what if I had
you
a-
have a brain-eating
parasite?
Oh, I thought he said, what if you have a brain leak in your purse?
Better question.
What if you accidentally caused a large traffic collision on the freeway, but you didn't realize it?
I definitely would. If I'm on the freeway, I'm causing accidents left, right, and center.
Well, because you're playing left, right, and center in the car.
Yeah, because I'm on the wrong side of the road and the wrong
No, I
wheel
mean
of
the
a car.
dice game.
Oh my God.
In what ways are you letting down those who you claim to care most about?
All of them.
I'm turning a corner on the music.
No way.
It's kind of like, what's the song in Train Spotting?
My God.
Born
don't like-
Slippy.
Have you ever unknowingly plagiarized?
Log. Oh.
What?
Have you ever plagiarized? Unknowingly?
No.
For sure.
Do you
My
know
words are my
CPR?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck, because the follow-up was going to be, if not, doesn't that make you fear your loved ones choking around you?
Jeff,
three of
I
us
was
are
a
sick.
babysitter.
Yeah.
Also, you shouldn't use CPR for choking.
Is your...
Do you know CPR?
Is your suffering actually selfish?
Actually, what?
Selfish?
Did you see that movie, A Real Pain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of the thesis of that movie.
Why don't you
I
volunteer?
don't care for it. I do.
Fuck.
You know what? I filled out an application. I haven't signed up for the orientation.
Does your consumerism harm workers, do you think?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm really sorry about it.
Yeah.
What would your 8-year-old self be disappointed in you for?
Not being in the NBA.
Probably not being like a rock climber.
What percentage of the way through the questions in the segment are we?
90?
Oh, that's sick. Okay, let's rattle through.
Do you think you have the makeup of a good parent?
No.
I've been told, yeah, but I don't care.
You're very
I give
loving
it a
to your
go.
cat.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What aspects of world peace do you prohibit?
That's a winner.
Do you recycle perfectly?
No.
I don't think it's real. Isn't it fake? Isn't it
Kind of a
awful?
scam.
Yeah.
What if you're not a good person?
Nothing I
Then,
can do.
I'll deal with it tomorrow.
And finally, our last question. Hey, can we meet up for coffee and talk soon? I won't say what it's about beforehand, and also I'm not free for 2 weeks.
For as terrible as it was, I think the segment's good. And I think it should be every week.
There's something here.
Plugs! What do you guys have going on? What do you want to point the people towards? Let's start with Grace.
Fuck, dude. I was on Too Scary Didn't Watch last week. You can check that out.
Must be nice.
What'd you
If
cover?
he
I wonder what
was-
that feels like.
I watched The Hole. It's a movie from 2001 starring Keira Knightley, Thora Birch, Desmond Harrington, Lawrence Fox. It's a really fun episode. I had a great time. Anyone who is invited to Too Scary to Watch should take the opportunity when it is given to them because they won't regret it. And who knows when the opportunity will come around again.
I'm so excited about this. I'm gonna listen.
Allie?
It's long.
Sorry.
You can follow me on Twitch, gluing shit on paper. Throw me a subscribe. Throw me a bone. That's about it.
Will?
Allie's stream is great. I'm active in the chat. I'm commenting.
You're plugging your comments on Allie's show.
If you could go to Allie's stream and upvote my comment, I will very much appreciate it.
Nice.
I think we have some new Headgum launches. I think there's the new Gareth Reynolds show is probably coming out around this release. I think it's called Next We Have. Seems like a good time.
He will also be a guest on Too Scary Didn't Watch imminently.
Oh my God, you have so much listening to do. You probably skipped past the last segment because it was a nightmare. And
it was kind of like Allie at Kelsey Grammer's house. A nightmare. My plug is Allie's Twitch, gluing shit on paper. And also, I've never done this kind of thing before, but if you do follow Will on Instagram, my plug is to, because what's your Instagram?
It's simple. It's my name, at Will
Conover. My plug is to unfollow Will.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I would appreciate it. I'm kind of getting too big on there. I can't say the real stuff anymore.
Holy shit. Usually, guys, we try to end this show on like a big laugh, right? So we have to figure that out.
I want to know more about. So did you say in Kelsey Grammer's house there was a slide instead of stairs?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yes, it was sort of like a grand foyer, and the slide itself was inflatable, like you'd see at a county fair.
The grand is diminishing.
I know. Well, and that's sort of what felt confusing about it. It was a mix of high-low.
High and low brow, or like the structure
You
itself?
start high and you end low.
The floor was a ceiling.
High and low is then that's the journey of the slide. But high and low is then was a beautiful mansion with an inflatable carnival-esque slide down the middle. And it was kind of just like, it was one of those dreams where you go into a bunch of rooms and each room is very different and strange and you have a vague feeling you've been there before. But you're like, well, I definitely haven't. Kelsey's never once invited me here. And then you start going, is this a dream? Is this real? Where's Camille?
Mm-hmm.
Is she still one of the Real Housewives?
No, but I love her. She taught me what the word pernicious means.
It's the perfect word to describe Kelsey's behavior in terms of the whole affair thing.
Very true.
So it
Guys,
means adulterous.
I was just trying to say, I don't know if you guys heard, we usually try to end the show on like a huge laugh.
Oh, right.
And then we just started talking about like
Kelsey Grammer's house in my dream.
Floor plan, yeah. So how do we kind of get to? Sorry, I wasn't even close to them.
Remember, I was trying to use the word of the day.
Junguncular, but it wasn't in context.
That was a Headgum original.